Hello and welcome to day 2. This is Build Live presented by Channel 9. We have all of the coverage of the keynote that's going to happen today. We have a ton of sessions going on as well. I'm pretty excited to be here. And we were able to finagle a special couple of guests today. How are you doing, my friends?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Fantastic. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Amanda Silver. I'm the Director of Program Management for Visual Studio and VS Code.
Fantastic.
Hi, my name's Deborah Chen, also Program Manager at Microsoft.
Awesome. So we got to bring them on. She said she would do it last minute. We're very lucky. Why don't you tell us some of the cool things that you talked about during the keynote, maybe some of the cool things that you want to announce today?
Yeah, so during the keynote, I did a demo of Visual Studio Live Share, which I'll actually be on Channel 9 to show off later this afternoon.
Cool.
And then one of the things that I was really excited to announce yesterday was something called IntelliCode that I want to show off to you guys today. But then later in the afternoon, I did a session, and that just covered absolutely everything. I did a quantum demo.
Holy cow!
I know.
With Q-Sharp and everything.
With Q-Sharp and everything.
Oh my goodness.
I did a Python and C++ demo.
Okay.
And then we got into productivity. We showed 20 minutes of brand new productivity features in Visual Studio. We showed an integrated PR experience, which I can show you in a second in Visual Studio. We showed time travel debugging. Time travel debugging in C# on Visual Studio, where you can basically collect a trace from a production server, and then give that to the developer, and Visual Studio will connect to it, and then you could go backwards and forwards in time in the execution of the process.
I've got to say, sounds amazing.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's a lot of the stuff that we showed.
So one of the ones that I'm interested in, because I'm an AI type guy and I love AI stuff, is IntelliCode. I've heard that there's some AI stuff in there. Why don't you describe IntelliCode? Tell us what it is.
Sure. I mean, basically, IntelliCode is a large banner under which we put the question, how can AI make developers more productive?
Okay.
And so we're thinking about it both for individual developer productivity, but also for the entire team.
Okay.
How can we make the entire team more productive with the power of AI? So we have 4 examples of early thoughts on how we can kind of do that right now. We actually also have the first edition of an extension available that has an AI-augmented IntelliSense experience.
Okay.
So everybody can download that now, today, and start giving us feedback on that. But that's just one of 4 different things that I'll show you in just a second.
Awesome. Well, before we do that, you worked on this demo, didn't you? Tell us about that.
I did work on this demo. Honestly, it was an amazing experience. It was really a huge collaborative effort between tons of teams, both in our developer division as well as MSR. So definitely couldn't have done it without the hard work of lots and lots of people.
Awesome. So this is like a truly, there's definitely AI models being called in the back end.
Yep.
Well, let's see now. I'm all excited to see it.
Okay.
Right.
So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is AI augmented IntelliSense.
Cool.
So if you see, I'm in the code editor here. If I start typing if PA, now the thing about completion lists today in all of the code editors that everybody else is using is that they are sorted alphabetically.
Right.
Which is really great in some ways because it gives you confidence. You know exactly kind of what order things are going to appear in.
Yeah.
But if you want something that starts with a P or an S, you have to scroll a lot to get there, right?
True.
And so, so what you can see here is that if I complete with path, and then I hit dot, we actually get stars on some of the APIs that are the most likely to be used in this context.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is not just the most popular APIs for that particular API, for path in this case. It's actually the most likely APIs to be used in this context based on the parameter that's being called in, the previous code that was being called, and what you'll see is that will actually change as I type more. Okay?
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. And hopefully we can get a screenshot of, I want people to see this the whole time. These star things are not just like what's been used the most time, but that can likely change based upon a number of things.
It's basically based on the